Good evening, distinguished guests, family, friends, fellow firefighters, and medics. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Marcus Jury, a captain with the City of Newport News Fire Department. I am honored to have this opportunity to serve as this evening's host for the PRFA 242 graduation ceremony. And now the administrators and instructors of the Peninsula Regional Fire Academy are proud to present Recruit Class 242. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand with me for the presentation of colors and the performance of our national anthem by Captain Candy Howes of Newport News Fire Department.
By the dawn's early
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for Chaplain Robinson, who will give our invocation.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. If it is your tradition, please join me with bowing your head. Tonight, we are grateful in the spirit of community, specifically to honor the commitment these graduates have made to their respective communities and thus to each one of us, as they will soon stand before us and their names are called and their initial assignments are given. Let us give thanks for their commitment, their sacrifice, and their compassion, because these are the things evident in all successful communities. And let us all say, amen.
Thank you. Please take your seats. To begin our remarks portion of the ceremony, I give you Newport News Fire Chief Wesley Rogers.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. All right, thank you. Let's please, if you'll help me join in a round of applause. How about that national anthem by Captain Canyon House? That's great. Outstanding performance. So before we get started, and appreciate everybody being here tonight as we celebrate a great occasion as our recruits are graduating and starting their careers, getting their station assignment badges. It's just a great occasion for them. I'd like to take some time to acknowledge some of our guests that are here tonight. It's important for us to acknowledge them because that shows their support of each of you, our newest public servants. And so first off, up on the stage with me is our city mayor, City of Newport News Mayor Philip Jones. Commitment to service through the military, and now is a leader in the City of Newport News, and we appreciate him being here. We have the Fire Chief for James City County, Ryan Ash. We appreciate him being here. Our two jurisdictions work great. We're a phone call away, train together, work together, and that provides a huge asset for us in the fire service to be able to work across jurisdictional lines. His train chief is here, Battalion Chief Carrie Henderson is here as well. She has worked with our staff here in the academy for years, and so she's done plenty of these graduation ceremonies as well. Out in our crowd, we have our Assistant City Manager, Bo Clayton, is represented here tonight. We appreciate him being here. After a distinguished military career, came into the city serving as our Assistant City Manager and now over Police and Fire, which we're excited about because he understands what it means to serve, and that's important. We also have with us the Assistant Police Chief, Brandon Creswell. We do appreciate him being here because about a week ago, he was introduced as the Assistant Fire Chief, Brandon Creswell, and so he did not like it at all. We enjoyed it. We're still going to go with it, and I'm still waiting for him to report to work next week. Sitting beside him is our Assistant City Attorney, Shannon Jones. She's a great supporter of the Police and Fire Department, and we truly appreciate her as she does her wave. In the audience today, we have a lot of our uniformed members as well and civilians that support the fire department, and it's always important for us to be together during these occasions as we welcome our newest recruits. The most important people here today that we always need to take the time to acknowledge, because we wouldn't be here without them, is the instructor cadre here on stage with us tonight. One of the secrets to the fire services is that the men and women that you see here on stage actually take a sacrifice to be here. They not only get off the 24-hour shifts, they don't ride a fire truck anymore, and they come to the training academy to work long hours, more than the 40-hour week that they're supposed to make sure that the future of the fire service is well taken care of. And they do all of that and also take a drop in pay. So you can imagine the type of sacrifice that each of these individuals make to make this happen here today. So I'd like to call each individual, have them stand up, and then if you will help me and join in a round of applause to thank them. So the first up is our instructor, Kimberly Fernier. We have, I'm gonna call all of them, and then you can do the round of applause. We have Captain Kutke from Newport News, Lieutenant Jay Viets from Newport News, Captain Shaw from James City County, Lieutenant Haig from Newport News, and Instructor Amber Smith from Newport News. So please join me in a round of applause. Thank you very much. So our friends and family that are here tonight to celebrate graduation, we had the opportunity to meet about a week and a half ago and kind of discuss a lot of things that are present in the fire service, kind of talked about the calls that they would go on and what they would experience. And one of the main points that we want to drive home is that the fire department is and will always be a family. We spend about a third of our life in this fire station, and you become close with those that you work with and work for. And one of the things that is important for us to remember is we're going to have the highs and lows just like any other family. And some of those highs will come in the form of marriages and kids and new houses, but we'll also experience the lows together. And those lows can be from where house fires ravages homes, to vehicle accidents that lead in tragedy, to medical calls that will affect each one of the individuals that are here tonight, and it'll affect them. And so it's during those lows that they'll need family the most, both their fire department family and their family at home, to keep them grounded in faith, keep them balanced, and to make sure that they stay successful. So we appreciate your support tonight, and we welcome you here to the fire department family. And finally, to our graduating recruits, you've been through one of the toughest academies across the nation, and that's quite the accomplishment. And tonight your reward is being able to get your badge and to be able to take your oath. And I can think of no better reward than that. But remember, you're here to serve the community. The community is what is most important, and make sure that every interaction is a positive one. And also remember that you are the future of the fire service. And congratulations. So we thank you very much. So I have the distinct honor of being able to introduce our next speaker. I believe we have something for him. Have you seen? We'll hold off on that, and we'll just introduce the mayor of Newport News, Philip Jones.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Well, apologies for being late. There was no parking spaces, so hopefully my car is not towed. I think I parked on the curb, so no, I'm excited to be here tonight. I promise I'm not going to take too much of your time, but before we get started, I want to take a moment to recognize someone who is doing incredible work for our community, our fire chief, Chief Rogers. Can you give him a round of applause? Chief, you are an amazing leader, and the dedication you bring to keeping us safe, something we all should be grateful for. We're lucky to have you, and I know I speak for everyone when I say we really do appreciate you. To our graduates, I can't even put into words how proud I am of all of you. It's inspiring to see so many bright, dedicated individuals stepping up to serve our community. Watching each of you grow and learn over the coming years will be a joy, and I have no doubt you'll do amazing things. Hopefully I can still do the firefighter test coming up in the spring, so I need to train, but I'll be ready for it. As your mayor, I know how crucial your role is in keeping our community safe. You're the ones who show up when things are at their hardest, always putting others before yourself. It is a tough job, but all of you, including our instructors, make it look easy, so we appreciate you. On behalf of the entire city, on behalf of City Council, I just want to say a simple thank you. Thank you for your commitment, thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for everything that you do every single day to make sure that we are safe. We are all incredibly proud of you. This new class of firefighters and EMTs represents the future of our city, and I know that as you continue to grow in your careers, you'll help make our community even stronger. To the graduating class, congratulations. You've worked hard to get here, and this is just the beginning. We're all excited to see the amazing work you do, and we're proud to have you as part of Team Newport News. Thank you all.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the recruit who acts as a liaison between the class and the academy instructors. This recruit is recognized by their classmates as a leader, and this evening has accepted the opportunity to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, the class president of PRFA 242, Newport News firefighter medic recruit, Justin Bowers.
Good evening, esteemed staff, instructors, families, friends, and fellow graduates. Today marks a momentous occasion in our lives, an achievement that reflects the months of hard work we put in to chase this dream we all share together. I stand before you with an overwhelming sense of pride, gratitude, and relief that my duties as class president will end here tonight. I have witnessed the hard work, perseverance, and heart that each of you has put into becoming the firefighters you are today. We have come so far, and today we celebrate the end of one journey and the beginning of another. It's hard to describe the challenges we faced during this journey, some of which we still haven't quite figured out yet, like how to throw a ladder, not talking on the radio while sitting right next to the fire in the burn building, or just simply locking up at the end of the day. There were many moments of doubt and moments we were pushed to our absolute limit. We've seen each other struggle, but we've also seen each other rise and overcome. Whether it was a challenging drill, an unexpected test, or pulling 800 feet of charged 3-inch hose down the trail, we always kept going together. Each of us supported one another, picking each other up when we were down, and reminding one another of the bigger purpose we serve, and that purpose is why we're all here today. I could talk to you about all the different firefighting skills and techniques we've learned over the past 16 or so weeks, but I think the values we've learned are far more important. We learned what it means to be a part of something larger, a community of first responders who face danger with courage, compassion, and selflessness. We've learned the value of teamwork, discipline, and resilience. These are the qualities that will define us throughout our careers. To our instructors, we thank you for dedicating your time, expertise, and likely your last nerve dealing with us, all to ensure our success. Your guidance and patience have shaped us into the firefighters we are today. You taught us not only how to fight fires, but how to be responsible, accountable, and how to move with purpose in everything we do. Thank you for pushing us when we needed it and pushing us when we didn't want it. We hope to have the opportunity to work with you on the floor in the future. To our families and friends, thank you for your endless support. You've been our rock through the late nights of studying, the exhaustion after a long day of training, and when we didn't have much energy left in us when we came home at night. Your belief in us has been a driving force behind every step we've taken on this journey, and without you, none of this would have been possible. And finally, to my fellow graduates, we've come a long way since those awkward introductions in classroom 4. I'm sure you all thought the same thing I thought that day. Wow, they hired some weird people. Or at least I hope I wasn't the only one that thinking that. But here we are, 7 months later, and we've become our own dysfunctional family, something I never would have expected that day. We've proven that we have what it takes to face the dangers of this profession with skill, determination, and heart, and I'm proud to be standing with you today. As we join the rich tradition of the fire service and go to our respective stations and jurisdictions, I challenge you to remember the values that got us here, and always remember to check the pupils. Our community will now look to us in their greatest time of need, and it is our duty to be ready for the call. Thank you. PRFA 242.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my understanding that Class 242 has a special gift that they would like to bestow upon the cadre. Presenting this gift will be recruits Justin and Mr. Evan. Please step forward, gentlemen. have to say that's pretty nice. That's nice, I like that. We all know that completing a challenging effort tends to bond those individuals who have successfully achieved their goal. Recruit Noah Bartels created a video documenting PRFA's 242's journey to tonight's ceremony. This presentation is a record of the development of that special bond, highlighting some of the fundamental skills, abilities, and tasks that have achieved in their academy. We present this to a captivating audience for the first time. Great job, Mr. Bartels. Great job. And now for the presentation of certificates, badges, and helmets. We shall call each recruit individually and ask that family and friends they have selected to pin them come up onto the stage with them for a brief moment for pictures, high fives, and hugs. Our first graduate tonight is Mr. Daham Aljaberry of Newport News Fire Department. Recruit Aljaberry will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Waleed Aljaberry. Mr. Aljaberry will be stationed at 2 Alpha. Mr. Aljaberry, you may exit the stage. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Colton Bark. Recruit Bark will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. David Bark, Captain of York County Sheriff Department. Recruit Bark will be stationed at 7 Bravo. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Noah Bartels. Mr. Bartels will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Barry Bartels. Mr. Bartels will be stationed at 2 Alpha. Thank you, Mr. Bartels. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Justin Bowers. Mr. Bowers will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Robert Bowers. Mr. Bowers will be stationed at 2 Charlie. Thank you, Mr. Bowers. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Evan DeBexadon King. Mr. King will be getting pinned by his mother, Miss Diane DeBexadon. Mr. DeBexadon King will be stationed at 1 Alpha. Thank you, Mr. DeBexadon. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Benjamin Dunphy. Mr. Dunphy will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Andrew Dunphy. Mr. Dunphy will be stationed at 7 Charlie. Family and friends, just take a look back there at that camera where the exit sign is at on the left-hand side. Thank you, Mr. Dunphy. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Dante Ellenwood. Mr. Ellenwood will be getting pinned by his mother, Miss Sky Ellenwood. Mr. Ellenwood will be stationed at 7 Alpha. Thank you, Mr. Ellenwood. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Connor Juarez. Mr. Juarez will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Troy Juarez. Mr. Juarez will be joining myself and the MERT team at Station 1 Charlie. Thank you, Mr. Juarez. Our next recruit from Newport News is Joshua McCarowitz. Mr. McCarowitz will begin penned by his wife, Miss Ashley McCarowitz. Mr. McCarowitz will be stationed at 6 Bravo. Thank you, Mr. McCarowitz. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Elijah Martin. Mr. Martin will be getting penned by his brother, Mr. Khalid Martin. Mr. Martin will be stationed at 2 Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Our next recruit from Newport News is Taylor Moore. Ms. Moore will be getting penned by her father, Mr. David Moore. Ms. Moore will be stationed at 3 Alpha. Thank you, Ms. Moore. Our next recruit from Newport News is Jason Nickerson. Mr. Nickerson will be getting penned by his mother, Miss Patrice Nickerson. Mr. Nickerson will be stationed at 7 Alpha. Thank you, Mr. Nickerson. Our next recruit from Newport News is Haley Rush. Ms. Rush will be getting pinned by her mother, Ms. Heather Seeger. Ms. Rush will be stationed at 11 Charlie. Thank you, Ms. Rush. Our next recruit from Newport News is Ms. Catherine Scott. Ms. Scott will be getting pinned by her brother-in-law, Captain of Newport News Fire Department, Brett Abraham. Ms. Scott will be stationed at 1 Bravo. Thank you, Ms. Scott. Our next recruit from Newport News is Alexander Sousa. Mr. Sousa will be getting pinned by his wife, Miss Amber Sousa. Mr. Sousa will be stationed at 6 Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Sousa. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Joseph Willis. Mr. Willis will be getting pinned by Newport News firefighter Amber Smith. Mr. Willis will be stationed at 3 Charlie. Thank you, Mr. Willis. Our next recruit from Newport News is Mr. Andrew Woodward. Mr. Woodward will be getting pinned by his father, Mr. Chris Woodward. Mr. Woodward will be stationed at 7 Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Woodward. Our next two recruits that I will call up is Mr. Elijah Dolan of Newport News Fire Department and Mr. Chandler Dolan of James City County Fire Department. Both Mr. Dolans will be getting pinned by each other. Elijah Dolan will be stationed at 4 Charlie in Newport News, and Chandler Dolan will be stationed at 4 Alpha, James City County Fire Department. Thank you, Dolan brothers. Our next recruit is from James City County Fire Department, Mr. Kevin Porterfield. Mr. Porterfield will be getting pinned by his wife, Ms. Shay Porterfield. Mr. Porterfield will be stationed at 4 Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Porterfield. And as we save the best for last, from James City County Fire Department, Mr. David Sayun. Mr. Sayun will be getting pinned by his brother, Mr. Warren Sayun. Mr. Sayun will be stationed at 2 Alpha. Thank you, Mr. Sayun. Although we are incredibly proud of the entire class of 242, it is customary for the instructors of each PRFA to recognize 2 individuals who have achieved the highest GPAs during the fire and EMT portion of their training. Today, we are honored to acknowledge these 2 recruits for their unwavering dedication to academic excellence and their pursuit of knowledge. Over the course of a challenging 24-week academy, these recruits completed more than 25 quizzes, 10 exams, and numerous Virginia Department of Fire Program state tests. altogether totaling over 2,700 questions. Through hard work and commitment, they achieved remarkable results. Maintaining an impressive cumulative GPA of 96.8%, the valedictorian award for academic achievement in the fire portion of training is presented to Newport News firefighter medic recruit Justin Bowers. For the EMT portion, the valedictorian award for academic achievement is awarded to Newport News firefighter medic recruit Joshua McCarowitz, who earned a cumulative GPA of 86%. Gentlemen, please stay standing. In addition, Mr. McCarowitz will be adding his par tag to the memorial at training in honor of Captain Ken Carter. Thank you, gentlemen. You can take your seats. Now, this is the moment we all have been waiting for. It is often said that the only true brave act in a firefighter's career is the moment they accept the firefighter's oath. From that point forward, it becomes their sworn duty to respond to and mitigate emergencies, disasters, and hazards of all kinds. Today, we are proud to have you witness the results of that courageous decision as the Peninsula Regional Fire Academy Class 242 steps forward to accept the firefighter's oath and join the ranks of the most noble profession on earth. Leading her recruits in this momentous and courageous act is firefighter Amber Smith.
.242, please rise. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to support and uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the regulations of my department. I will protect the lives and property of the citizens of my jurisdiction. I would discharge my duties as a firefighter to the best of my abilities. I will maintain the highest standard of integrity in my chosen profession. So help me God. You may lower your hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the newest firefighters in the Commonwealth of the state of Virginia. You also look behind you, got a standing ovation. I would like to ask everyone to remain standing as Chaplain Robinson gives tonight's benediction.
Congratulations, graduates. Well done. To begin the benediction, I ask everyone to join me for a very brief moment of communal silence. Let us depart from this place with an open heart for those around us. May we be joined together in the common good of peace and understanding. May we arrive home safely to our family and friends, and may we all meet again. Amen.
Now, immediately following the conclusion of this ceremony, please join us and the good volunteers of the Citizens Fire Academy alumni in the lobby for refreshments, photographs, and fellowship. We would also like to thank the CFA for their ongoing support of each graduation and the training division as a whole. Thank you. We would also like to express our personal gratitude to all the personnel who participated in this ceremony and give special thanks to all city elected officials for their support. Thank you, Captain Cutkay, for collaborating with Mr. Smith, Mr. Powers, and everyone at Patches Middle School for letting us use their facility. Last but not least, we would be remiss not to extend a thank you to Newport News TV for their support. On behalf of Newport News and James City County Fire Department, we thank you. Now, to conclude this ceremony, Lieutenant Joseph Vietz will issue the final class dismissal.
The RFA 24-2, congratulations for the final time.